Hello and welcome to Sunday Run Day, the podcast. On this week's episode, I'm joined by Derrick. Now, with the theme of Tokyo Marathon coming up, I wanted to get Derrick on the show because he's also running Tokyo Marathon, which will be his 10th marathon. And I'm excited for him to share his story. So, Derrick, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Clint. How you doing?
I'm excited to have you on the show and share your journey. We were talking just briefly before we started recording about your journey, and I'd love to go back to the start. Obviously, your first marathon over there in Los Angeles, 2021. How did that come about? You getting into running, and then just going on through your journey over the years.
Oh, all right. I'm good at this one. I've told this story before. Okay. My running journey is, I started because of a breakup. That's like, it's a pretty common one. A lot of
Yeah,
people. I used to be engaged once upon a time, but see, I didn't go through with it. The breakup was very difficult, as they can be,
yeah,
and yeah, I don't know. I was in that place where I needed something in my life to help me, like, find myself. You know what I mean? This is like post breakup talk. Like, I had to find
yeah,
myself. I need time to think. I need all that. I'm single. I should get healthy and fit. It just seemed like a good all in one thing. And I ran as a kid with my dad because he would run at, like, a little bit for his cardio. But I didn't really do it really regularly ever. And then one day I started running. It's like the middle of that. It's like the middle of the movie Forrest Gump. Have you seen Forrest Gump?
yeah, yeah,
You know in the middle when he goes and he runs across the country, like, through America?
yeah, yeah.
He, like, wakes up one day and he's like, "Guess I'll go for a run," and he just, like, runs, like, nowhere, right? Um, that is what I did. I had a moment and I was like, "The way I'm gonna get through this breakup is I'm just gonna go running in some random direction until I don't feel like it, to turn around and go home." Um And it was pretty successful, it worked. Like, I'm here, I'm, like, all here and healthy today. But, yeah, it was that, and then, like, once I started running for a little bit, I was, like, embarrassed at how shit I was at running because I could go, like, remember, I'd never really run regularly, I was, like, pretty out of shape, to be honest. I could go for, like, 15 minutes, maybe 20
Yeah.
minutes, and, like, the first day, the spiritual awakening thing, I went for, like, an hour. I just, like, ran slow as hell, but I just, like, went in some random direction, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
when I was regularly running, it was about 15, 20 minutes, I don't know, like a 12, 13-minute pace. And my dad had run marathons in his life. He ran, like, the LA Marathon, like, 5 times. Anyway,
Wow.
so I always had it in my head, like, I gotta, like, follow in this dude's footsteps, right? I gotta uphold the family tradition, even though it wasn't an official family tradition. I was just, like, not I didn't I'm not gonna let this old man be better than me at you know what I mean? I had to get dad at the thing.
For
So
sure.
at least one time. So I was like, "This is the year. This is the year. I'm running now. I need a goal." So I decide I'm gonna run the LA Marathon. So I do, and I run, and I don't know shit. I started by just running randomly, and I was like, "I'll just, like, work my way up to, like, 15. That's close enough, and then if I got 15, I can, like, push th" that was, like, my thinking, and
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
like, I wasn't part of a run club or not, like, eventually, towards the end of the season, I joined a run club, and someone was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, don't do that, like, get a plan," and then I didn't listen, and this is this is why my story, the first ones are like, I don't wanna call them bad times because anyone who finishes a marathon is a hero, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
but, these were, like, close to 6-hour times, right? It's like a 5:51 or something like that was, like, my first finish. Um, and I couldn't walk after, and that was just more like, "See, dad, like, I could do that too," you know? Um And so I did that, and it was like people were like it was cool because, like, people are, like, proud of you and your family will come or, like, some people's cases, like, my friends, and you get a lot of attention for it. It's like a lot of
Yeah.
external validation, which is great. Um, and then I was like, "Okay, yeah, I would do this again." I could see myself doing it again, but then my dad did LA 5 times, and I was like, That's whack. That's boring." Like, I wanna do different ones, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm, like, freshly single. So I was like, "Okay, I'm down to do this again. We should go we we should think about where we want to go and then go run a marathon there. So I picked Germany. So I'm like, let
Yep.
me let me go to Germany and like go do the thing, but in Germany. So I go and I even bring my parents with me, like because this is my first international. It's like a big deal. Fly them out with me, and then after the race, I tell my parents, I'm like, "Do you want grandkids?" And they said yes. And I go, "Okay, leave me alone. Here's train tickets to Vienna. Go away. Like I'm gonna have my vacation now." And so that was Berlin.
Yeah.
That was Berlin. And then I kind of did that for a little bit. I started dating someone like shortly after this, but like that was sort of the initial idea was like travel and run and like go to where beautiful women are and that sort of thing. Um, it wasn't, yeah. And then I did like a couple races that I did Sydney, I did Big Sur, which is gorgeous. Um, and I did Rio de Janeiro. I did, like, a couple cool travel ones that were
No, that's
just,
pretty
like,
cool.
just going places, just going
Yeah, yeah.
places and doing stuff, and I never really had a travel phase in my life because in that relationship where I was engaged, like, the lifestyle was not like that. It was more
Okay.
of like a we didn't necessarily do the most exciting like, my life is more exciting now. So, I'm, like, doing it like this, um, and then Venice Run Club, who is like my home run club.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I first learned my love of running and community. They invited me, the founder, Justin, he invited me to run the LA Marathon with them. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, this is my club. I watched them grow." Like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I run it again, and I'm way faster by now, but I end up like not getting a great time because I spent all this freaking time like filming. I was just like really into making content and videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so much I backtracked like a good amount, like just to get certain shots. And my finish time was only 15 minutes better than like my first one where I was like super out of shape and didn't know what I was doing and all that. So like I knew why it was not an impressive time, but
Mm.
putting the 2 times next to each other and they're the same race, I was like, "I'm not 15 minutes better. I'm closer to an hour better. Like, what the fuck?" I was like, it pissed me off. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I went to Brazil and I still didn't know how to train for running, by the way, at this point. It's like my 5th marathon. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I was like, "I'm mad now. We're gonna smash this next one." So I just like I have a personal trainer at this time who's helping me with like general fitness, like just,
Yep.
bench like it's not running stuff, like just general look good naked sort of thing. Um and I just, like, cranked up the intensity of what we were already doing. I just, like, doubled it. Like, whatever I
Yep.
was doing strength and cardio-wise, I just doubled it, and I went hard, and I was consistent, and then at Rio, I get 4:03, and now the thing is, you gotta understand, when I first joined the Venice Run Club, they were, like average run size was, like, 200 people, which sounds big, but actually it's not because they average, like, 500 now, but back when it was, like, a 150 to 200 size mob, I was bottom 10%. I was in the last 15 to 20 people consistently. I'm running like 12:30s, right? So most people at the run club, a good initial starting goal for someone who's like reasonably fit, just got into running, sets out on a training season, and they're going to run with the club, so they're doing it right.
Yeah.
Sub 4, standard. But I'm back of pack guy. I'm like guy that people are like, is he here for the dating? He's doesn't seem like he's here for the running, right? Maybe that was true to some degree back then. I mean, it wasn't, but um, so when I got 4:03 and that put me like sort of like solidly in the middle of the pack, that was a
100%.
big like whoa moment for everyone because like my place in the social hierarchy of the club was like back of pack guy. Right now, I'm like in the club. I'm like actually like, oh, he's in the club. He's part of the mob. He's in the middle. Like that's respectable, right? And they're like, dude, you almost got sub 4, which is a respectable
100%.
just entering the club type of thing, even though I had been in the club for like 3 years. So like it's right. So now I'm there, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, and then when I did the 403, my PR before that was like 436 or something. It was like a half hour PR. But like I remember thinking this wasn't that hard. That's what I was
Yeah.
most surprised by because I gelled up right and like I had super shoes on and all that stuff. But when I did it, I was like, I am surprised that it wasn't harder. Like when I pushed that one, the pain cave, like mile,
Yeah.
let's call it 2017, 22, whatever. Like I successfully pushed through. I actually had one of those races where like mile 17 was my fastest mile.
Right, okay,
Right.
yeah.
And I'm like, remember, I still don't know how to train at this point. I'm like just raw dogging it. And so I was like, okay, I could see in theory now maybe BQing one day. Because before I'll be like, it's like a fantasy. I'm back of pack guy. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now like 403, and it felt good. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I could see where this goes.
for
And
sure.
then the next race was New York. And New York, I was like, I already went ham for Rio. So let me just like I was thinking like there's no need to try to PR every year. That's
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
seems aggressive. So I was like, oh, in New York's like the party race, and people are like, oh, there's hills, and like, okay, so we'll just no big deal what happens in New York. Still try to run it fast. Shit happens. I don't care. So I run it like 4:30, but I meet my coach there. I meet the girl who ends up becoming my coach at a shakeout run in New York, and I was just like, we were just chatting, and I was like, oh, I've been thinking about getting a coach, but I don't know like what to look for, and like I don't
Yeah.
know what the point is or how it works, and blah blah blah. And so she like, we talk, we exchange contact. I do an initial consult. I actually say no. I meet her online. I'm like, no, I'm good. Um, initially. But yeah, so after that race, I was like, you know what? New York, like I didn't run it that fast and I got 4:30. And I was like, what am I doing? Like why am I like I just did 4:03, but more importantly, I attacked that season. I attacked
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like I went at it with intention. And so
Yeah,
to
for sure.
train for New York and kind of do that like lackadaisical after that intensity, like I only felt after New York, I was like, what are we doing here? Are we just fucking around? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just met the coach. So I was like, okay, all right, let's do this for real. Like Rio, I tried hard, but I didn't even have a coach. And I still knew that I didn't really know shit about running. So
Yeah, yeah.
I called the coach back and I'm like, all right, one season. I want one season. I want to go all in. I want to see what I can do. I want to make an ignorant call my shot goal 3:30. And then I asked her, I'm like, can you take me to 3:30? And she said, yes. And I'm like, let's go.
Let's go,
I'm in.
yeah.
Let's go. And so we do it and I get the 3:36 and like also because it's like I framed it in my mind this way, it was like a big deal. You know what I mean? So like I've never made content like this before, but this was the first time I framed the season as like a package and I like Truman showed it. You know what I mean? Like season blah for this race and like it's mission 3:30 and there was like there's like a plot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I really dug like making that content, like the editing, the producing it, thinking of how it's supposed to come off and all that stuff. It was fun. And a lot of people, I think because it had like a very easy to understand goal to get attached to, by the
Yeah.
end of it, there were quite a few people that were like, get the 3:30. Like, I've been watching this shit for like 4 months. Like this dude, like he actually ran like 90 times, like, do and then I don't get it. And then so the part we covered this talking before we started the recording. But I get 3:36.
Yeah.
I miss the goal in mission 3:30 and I'm like and everyone's like, "Woo, like you're sick. Like 3:36 is crazy. Like you're so fat. Like 27-minute improvement, like chunky. Like this is like this wow." And I'm just like, "Damn it." Like, damn it, it's not
Exactly.
3:30. Like, yes, 27 minutes is massive. Yes, I trained my ass off.
100%.
Yes, I'm way better than I used to be. It's not 3:30. It's not 3:30. And so, like, on one hand, my phone is blowing up, just love. I'm being
Yeah.
showered with love from the universe, my friends, my family, my coach, the internet. It's like, and I'm like Mm. Yeah, this was pretty good, I guess. You know what I mean? Um, so I, on one hand, didn't wanna be rude to people who support me, and I had to, like, accept their love, of course,
Yeah.
but also the Kobe Bryant, you know, Mamba spirit in me was like, "Never forget." Like, never forget that, like, you can do so good and it's not enough. Like,
Yeah.
need like, I if I'm talking to myself in my head, that voice, the Black Mamba voice in my head is like, "I'm not satisfied yet. I'm
Yeah.
not like, this is not, we could have done it." Like, oh, that's all I was thinking about was like, damn, I cramped and like the execution issues and like I started in too late of a corral. And I was just like, what was I supposed to do to get those 6 minutes? And I
Yeah.
knew, I could see it. I understood what went wrong. And I was like, damn it, this was so doable. And I was like, oh, so, I show everyone that I'm happy. Thank everyone. Continue the content. Make some dope content in Chicago. Great. Wonderful. And then I come back and I'm like, no more goal talk. No more mission 330. No more numbers in the title. Like, this is, we're no one look over here anymore. I'm gonna go into the lab. Okay. I'm gonna go into the lab and y'all can find out what happens on race day. Cause I'm so for real about this right now.
Yeah.
And like I told you earlier in the before we started the recording, on speed workouts on Tuesdays at the track, I would summon the memory of running London, and in the last 6 miles when I knew it was impossible to break 3:30, but I still had to run fast for the race that I'm in,
Yeah.
that those 6 miles of realization that, like, it's not enough, I bottled that up, and I would go into, like, my speed reps and just think about how that felt to know that, like, 3:30 was impossible, and I just, like, busted my ass in Chi for that Chicago season. But I also continued the practice of, like, filming it like a TV series, like a season of a TV series that's like the style of Truman Show is, like, kind of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
um, and people were, everyone who had followed along Mission 330 still along for the ride. They wanna see season 2. They wanna see what the bounce back looks like, and
100%.
then I do it. And then I go to Chicago, I'm not saying a whole lot. I'm not saying a whole lot. I wear all black to that bitch. Like, I'm business, right? And we get up in there, I'm so ready. I'm, like, the most ready that I've ever been for a race, and then we get 3:21. We smash 3:30, 15-minute
Incredible.
improvement off 3:36. It's, it's like I'm glowing, like, I'm, like, levitating off the ground. It's the moment. It's, like, the best day of my life.
For sure.
And then now we're here. Now we're like post Mission 330, post avenging Mission 330 in Chicago.
Yeah.
We're I would say most people I know consider me quite fast now, which is still like, I was back of pack guy. I still remember that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to forget that. Um and yeah, now it's surreal. I'm coming up on, like, this will be world major 5 out of 7. Um I believe that once I have 5, I will be eligible for a, like, I can get into Boston through a route.
Yeah.
So I might be able to get into Boston whether I qualify or not. I'm
But it's such a great journey that you've been on though as well. Like as you say, you've come from, running your first marathon. And many of us is the same. We have that, those moments where we follow a generic running plan or we don't know enough about the marathon run itself. And then we just kind of, yeah, have those runs that don't feel as good, but you come on such a great journey. And then to be able to come from, like you say, a back of a pack runner to then coming all the way up and doing that 3:21 in Chicago is just fantastic. Like, it's such a great journey that you've been on. I'd love to touch on a little bit about Sydney. In Sydney 2023, I was lucky enough to run it there with my wife as well. And just talking a little bit about how hot it was in 2023 there in Sydney. And I was seeing something about your fueling. that you obviously had the idea of thinking it was going to be the same as Berlin. We're going to have
Dude,
loads of stuff out, and we didn't. What I loved the most about it was that at mile 24, you stopped an ice cream fan. It was like, grab an ice cream to try and get you through. Talk us through that.
that was the most poorly executed race in my entire career. There's no way I will ever be worse prepared for a race than Sydney in 2023. It was a hot one that day, dude. It was like
It
peaked
was
at like
real hot.
87 or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Um,
crazy.
and that course doesn't have a lot of shade.
Not at all.
Yes. So tell you about that. Well, first of all, I'm a scrub, or I was a scrub. You know, I just didn't how anyone listening, do not run a marathon and not look up what kind of aid is available at the stations. I mean, like, they'll tell you if they got water or sports drink or,
Yeah,
gels or food or whatever it is, they'll tell you. I just I the audacity of the previous me to just show up and not read nothing. Yes, that's what I did. And you the fortune favors the prepared is what that is.
oh,
Yeah, dude, hot as hell, they only had water and electrolytes up until, like, mile 16
yeah,
was the one where they first offered gels, and I didn't know jack about fueling at the time, and I honestly didn't eat gels very much at that time, so I thought they were kinda gross, so I only took 2. Like, I'm behind so many gels. I take 2. I probably gas out in, like, 40 minutes, running on E. The Okay, that one, they say the slowest marathoners have the most heart.
for sure.
I got 5 hours and 55 minutes worth of heart, you know? And I'll tell you, I knew the race was like, performance was shot so early on that, yeah, by the time I was, like, in the mile 20s, 22, 24, I was a I was a broken person. Like, I had been running on empty the whole you
Yeah,
what
for
like, you
sure.
once you it's not only did I hit the wall, I ran the whole race on the wall, like, the whole thing.
Far out.
Yeah, I got ice cream. Are you kidding me? At that point, I was just trying to I would have bought anything that was
Yeah,
with carbohydrate. It was just the first establishment on the side of the road selling food that I had seen in miles. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I'll stop. Yeah, I just stopped and I got ice cream. Yeah, other runners out there were like, this guy's smart. I should do that. I'm like, you should,
man,
and I
you
just,
know what? It's a great idea, as you say. You're underfueled for the whole race, and you get to a point where you're like, man, I just need someone to get me through and just get over that line. And yeah, I just
yeah,
love the fact that you were just like, you seen the ice cream guy, and you're like, you know what? I'm getting this ice cream right now. I'm getting myself over that line, and I'm just finishing this race. And you're right. You have so much heart to just push through, determination to get through. And look, I go back to 2023. It was one of my toughest races I ever done. A few people who have been listening to podcasts before will know that I was running my wife for her first marathon. I was trying to pace her and I got heat stroke and I struggled. And, it was, yeah, I never used to wear a hat when I run. And then I made sure now I wear a hat when I run. And it's just little things like that, the lessons that we learn and what you've done over your course of your marathons as well. You learn so many lessons about yourself. You're learning all the time. And I love that because it's the same as me. I think when I first started running a marathon, I didn't know anything about fueling. I run off generic marathon plans, like, oh, I just go for runs, like I'll be fine, no strength training, all of that. And then you learn so much. You change your mindset as well and view your mindset. Once you got to that point where you actually thought, hang on, I'm good here. I'm quick. I can hit goals that I really want to achieve. And you have. And now we're moving into Tokyo. You got Tokyo coming up in, only a couple of weeks now. And we talked just before the show. Your training's been a little bit, stumbled upon a little bit with you had some surgery, and then it obviously hurt your back, and you had a little bit of an injury there. But obviously, Tokyo, the goal we were talking. I'd love to just talk a little bit about that, about you running with your friends and the challenges that you're going to have with that, and pushing each other to hopefully get that PB.
yeah. So Tokyo was I got a friend, Krista. She's like my running bestie, and um, she's seen me run all these marathons internationally, and she always told me like, it'd be cool to join me on one of them, and so we finally made it happen. Tokyo's the one, and so how cool is that to get to run get to run internationally with a friend, but the
Yeah.
friend is also very competitive and in your same like within a similar range of speed, like for the race that you're running.
Yeah.
Um, and so we have this little opportunity to like PR. Well, I mean, we want to run the race with each other, like next to each other.
Yeah.
Um, but also she's fast as hell. Our marathon PRs are actually quite close to each other. They're like a couple minutes apart. So we came up with the idea like we should try to PR, but also run next to each other. It's like it's a crazy. I think it's a ridiculous expectation. Even just going into a race expecting to PR is like ambitious enough. But then
Yeah.
like also like, hey friend, you should also plan to PR in this same race. And fuck, we'll just PR right next to each other. Like it sound would be nice. That
Oh,
like it's not
what dreams are, right? Where, you kind of we're dreaming about the perfect race, and it can
right,
happen, and we hope it
right,
happens.
right, 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 right,
The
right.
perfect
So
race, you're running with your friends, you're running with your running partner, and you both PR, you finish at the same time. Yeah, who knows?
yeah, and you're in Tokyo as Americans of all places. Like it's got too much potential. So we're hoping for that. Not putting a number on it because it's more about that story than
Yeah,
whatever. Like hell, even if we don't PR, it's still an awesome like and fun thing to do.
100%.
So I mean that has been an interesting thing, and yeah, we've definitely like it's been interesting that throughout this season, I've been just trying to make sure, like, damn, this girl is fast. Like, I got to make sure I can keep up with her on race day. So I'll be like busting my ass, like watching her Strava, like, damn, she's killing it. And then I'll be, I'll be killing it to try to keep up. And then she'll be watching my Strava. And she's like, damn, like, I don't want to hold this guy back. It's what she said she's thinking. So she's like, I better kick it up a notch. Like, I gotta be ready for this dude. Because what she knows about me is that I show up on race day. Like if you
Yeah,
watch my Strava, my race day performances are always just like another level for my train. I don't know what it is. I think it's just a personality thing,
yeah,
but like I'm not afraid of the moment kind of thing, something like
that's
that, you
awesome.
know? And yeah, I'm I don't know why. I hope I keep doing it, but I do have a bit of a well, especially since I got coaching, I've been showing up to race day. We've been showing up big, even bigger than the training would suggest.
Yeah,
Um, and so Krista knows that. And so even though I'll say it, she's fat in Strava, she destroys my shit, but she still is like handle with care. Like this fool will show up on race day and go crazy. So no matter what she see, like it's this weird perfect storm of like we're
yeah,
pushing each other to train harder without even like actually training this is all remotely. I
yeah.
live over an hour away from her. Like, I can't even run with her if I want to right now. Um, and yeah, that's been an interesting dynamic that's been, like, happening with that. But, I mean, I think I just I hope and I think it's gonna happen this way, that there's a reason we're running besties. Like, we're, like, opposite. We're, like, yin and yang. Like, I'm very chill and relaxed about, training and everything, and I just, like, rely on my love of the sport to just
Yeah.
show up and just like vibes, just like running on vibes, and training and running on vibes. And I love it and I want it. And that sort of just carries everything. Krista is like a machine. She's very like meticulous and methodical. And
Yeah,
she's been like a coach. She's extremely fit. She's already a Boston qualifying athlete. And so
that's
like
amazing.
she's a machine. So I'm hoping that like together she will get the best out of each other. I'm hoping it's that kind of race. I
Yeah,
don't want to like think too much about the result because it's about the journey, but it is exciting to think about what could happen there, and I'm already planning for, like, a dope, finisher photo, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, look, I think it's just awesome that you have that as well. You're both challenging each other. You got the opportunity to run together, and it's about that, as you say. Like, yeah, if you get a PR, you get an incredible time, and you're both, absolutely over the moon with that. But just having that journey and that experience, of running together, crossing the finish line together, getting a dope finisher photo together would be awesome. And as you say, pushing each other in different ways, and it's always that, right? You're looking at her Strava thinking, geez, I need to push her a bit more. She's looking at your Strava thinking she needs to push it a bit more. In the end, you're pushing each other. It's just awesome. And I love that. And yeah, I'm excited to obviously hear the end result and hear you at Tokyo. And, lucky enough, I'll be over there at Tokyo as well, and we'll definitely catch up and see each other there. So just before we wrap up the show anyway, I just wanted to say, obviously, thank you for joining and sharing your journey. It's been such a great conversation and love to hear about it. And yeah, I think it's just awesome how far you've come from your journey and the fact you have the love of running. And that's what it's about. You love it, you show up, and to show up on race day, and you certainly will show up there on Tokyo race day. Final thoughts, obviously, Tokyo round the corner.
Final thoughts, yeah. Yeah, I'm just focused on getting my back healthy. I don't
Yeah.
think, like I'm not really so concerned about getting better, stronger, faster from here. I'm just trying to take good care of this, vehicle and show up to Tokyo, ready to rock.
No, perfect. I can't wait. And I'm excited for you. And I wish you the best of luck and Kristen as well. Hope everything goes exactly to plan. But that's it for this week. I really enjoyed talking to Derrick. Thank you again for joining. And until next time, happy running.